Hello, this is the Coaster Shardark, and welcome to the Coaster Shardark channel. As you may or may not know, a while ago I made a video where I ranked all of the flat rides in Drayton Manor. However, that video actually wasn't that good, as I had it all down to a point-based system. And let's just say that the actual ranking didn't end up that good. So this list will be based on what I would rather ride. All the things on this list are just what it says on the website, and I'll exclude things like the Vertigo experience and the trains. The only major rides that I haven't ridden before are Maelstrom and Apocalypse, as well as a couple of them in Thomasland. Anyway, let's begin. So, in my opinion, the Cranky Crane ride is the worst in Drayton Manor. The ride itself isn't too bad. However, the way that the over-the-shoulder restraints come down onto the seats, and there's a little bump between your legs where the seat belt goes, and in the nature of the ride, where it bumps up and down, it causes it to hurt a lot in the male areas. In the 32nd place is the Ladies' Carousel. This ride just suffers from being small and it's just a bit boring. 31st is Captain Sea Adventure. This ride goes around in a circle and spins a bit, and the lanterns I find are just a bit gimmicky. In the 30th place is Terrence's Driving School. Not really sure about calling this a ride, but if the Dodgems are, then this is too. Next is the Sodor Classic Cars ride. This is okay until you get into the mechanic scene, where that smell is just absolutely horrendous. Just above that is Harold's Helicopter Tours. This can give you some okay views of Thomasland, but aside from that, it's boring. The ride that takes the 27th place is James and the Red Balloons. So this is one of the newest things to be added to the park, however it is just a spinning balloons ride. In 26th is Flint's Fire Rescue. When this ride is working, it's actually okay, but usually it's just mid-tier Thomasland. 25th is Rocking Bulstrode, which is a well-themed tugboat. Instead of going for the standard little tugboat, they decided to slap a Thomas's Hank engine face on it, and can't deny it looks kinda good. Winston's Whistle Stop Tour takes the 24th place. This one, it gives you a nice scenic tour around the skyline of Thomasland, but whilst we are on the topic of the number 24, thank you all so much for 24 subscribers, and this is the 24 subscriber special, so yay. Number 23 is the Blue Mountain engines, and there is a larger and faster version of this. Later in this video, you could say. In 22nd is Splash Canyon. It's kind of SPNO, but it's still on the website, so that's why it's still on this list. But aside from that, it's just a rapids. Jeremy Jett's Flying Academy is in 21, and this one can be quite fun. Buffalo is the lowest coaster on this list, as this Zamperla powered coaster only looks good, but other than that, the long periods of straight track make the ride quite dull. Just above Buffalo is the Bertie Bus ride, and somehow there is airtime on this thing, which is okay with me. 18th is Toby's Tram Express, and if you are lucky, this can give a wild ride, and there's not anything similar to this in the entire park. Flying Dutchman comes in 17th place, and it is tame, but is fun nevertheless. The Jolly Buccaneer comes in 16th place, and this is essentially a larger, faster, and wilder version of the Blue Mountain engines, and it's almost always a walk-on. The oldest ride in the park is the Carousel, and that is just an absolute classic. Not much else to say about that one. Next are the Dodgems, and these will depend on who you are with, and if they want to bash you to pieces. Now for the park's Shooting Duck ride, and the jingle is just iconic. The second coaster on this list is the Troublesome Trucks Runaway Coaster. This holds a special place in my heart, as it was my first ever cred, and it also feels a lot larger than it actually is. 11th is the Haunting, which is quite an experience, and it's a madhouse, which is massively overlooked. It's just you have to wait 15 minutes between cycles. Now for the top 10. And this ride is the highest ride on this list from Thomasland. And this is Diesel's Locomotive Mayhem. This complex spinning nature of this ride, as well as the beautiful ride vehicles, come together to make a great ride. At number 9 is Drunken Barrels. This is a teacups ride set in a German pub, and the main floor of the ride actually rises up to the point where the platform is at a steep angle. Do not overlook the amazingness of this ride. In at number 8 is the Bounty Pirate Ship. There are 2 Bether pendulums in the park, and it's just their placement in the pirate area over the water is fantastic. The best family coaster in the park is at number 7. Accelerator was the first Vekoma family boomerang, and there is a review of it up on my channel. It was also formerly known as Ben 10 ride, and a lot of the theming still remains. 6th is the highest water ride on the list. This may be the most themed ride in the entire park, and aside from that, you get absolutely soaked on all 3 drops, as well as the 2 switch tracks allow a backwards drop. In at number 5 is Pandemonium. I used to hate the ride after almost being sick on it, but now I have grown to have more love for the ride. Number 4 is Air Race. I like Air Race a lot, but there are some rides that I'd much rather do. Shockwave comes in at number 3, and Shockwave... Wait, did I just say Shockwave? Shockwave is the park's intimate stand-up. I put this down from number 1 because it's a stand-up. Closely in second is Apocalypse, which is an Intamin drop tower. It's quite tall and includes a range of different seating arrangements. And Maelstrom lands itself in at number 1. It's the first ride that you are met with upon entering the park. Overall, it is an aesthetically pleasing ride, but it also looks really thrilling from accounts of others and similar rides that I have been on. That was my ranking of every ride in the park. Thank you all for 24 subscribers. I guess we are now on the road to 100 subs. Every time that red button turns grey, I greatly appreciate it. Anyways, bye.